believe in the possibility of the possible. That's something I've been thinking about in the last few days. How when we create something, it starts with an idea. And then you look for the resources, and then you discipline yourself, you set a schedule, you start creating. And I say discipline and schedule because an idea may start and you may actually begin creating, but sometimes we become lax in our motivation. And so we do need to set a date, a schedule for ourselves, and then you discipline yourself to get there. While you're doing that, you might find that you have certain obstacles. And one of the biggest obstacles, I think, is motivation. People start off well, or maybe they have an idea and they don't even actually start it. So motivation is something that we all struggle with to one extent or another. So I've been thinking about what motivates us. And sometimes, actually a lot of times, it's what I call the personal reward. Completing something and getting it done is a reward in itself. But sometimes we need to set something up. So, for example, we say, I'm going to spend 20 minutes on this, which is a time-limited, reasonable amount of time, something that we can look at and say, well, it's only this long, 1 minute to 20 minutes. I can do this, okay. So then the task doesn't seem very big, too daunting. The other thing is you set up a personal reward. Look, when I get this done, I am going to take a walk, go to Michael's and buy some craft supplies, share a note with a friend, talk to somebody on the phone, whatever your personal motivation is, whatever you use to create a sense of incentive to help move yourself forward. So motivation is something we all struggle with, especially artists. Let me share some more notes on this in a moment. I'm going to take a moment and just show you some pictures of some of the things that I've created over the last while. I've been actually quite busy. Almost every day I'm involved in something in my art room. So here's a few samples of what I've been working on. It used to be that a personal incentive, personal reward was to sell my artwork so that I could get a nice car, a decent car, a new car. And I got that, but not by selling my artwork. I wanted to continue working on my art in order to make enough money so I could buy a really good high-end computer. Got that by selling my artwork. So those goals were met, but they were incentives initially when I was much younger to try to get myself going. They were the reasons why. As I've aged, and there's a lot of things that I just don't need. I don't need a computer. I have a great car. I have all those things. In fact, I have some of those things in abundance, usually through hard work and in my career as a counselor. So the older I got, the more I realized that what I want to do is share what I have. And as an artist, you want to share your work. You want to hopefully bring some joy and pleasure to a recipient, somebody who's either looking at or purchasing your artwork. So that also can be incentive. It can be the thing that helps motivate you to accomplish something. I think the older we get, the more altruistic we get in terms of being able to just give to other people. And that giving needs to come from the abundance of who you are as a person and what you can do. I have this little saying that I've written onto one of the wooden boxes that I've created, which is believe in who you are and what you can do. And I read that often. It's in my art room, and I read it often because it's a reminder that, yeah, you're just doing what you can do. And you put it out there, and if you put things out there, you run the risk of criticism, but that's okay. You learn how to get past that criticism. But the greatest joy is just being able to give expression to your artistic endeavors, to be creative, to put it out there, and hopefully other people get a sense of joy and appreciation from that. And that is a motivation as well. I've been working on my YouTube channel, and as I evolves and I discover even for myself, what is this channel about? I realize it's really not a DIY, do it yourself. I'm not setting up videos to say, hey, I made a wooden box and these are all the steps on how to make a wooden box, because I'm not an expert in these things. I am discovering my creative self as I go along. And I realized that my channel is really more about motivation, encouragement, mostly encouragement, and overcoming the obstacles that we face as artists. So I'm gradually streamlining what I want to do with my YouTube channel. I'm gradually discovering what it's about, which is kind of funny because you have an idea which involves a creative process, and often your idea and the whole creative action begins to dictate a course to you and says, hey, you want to do this, but here's what I'm about. It's like the art itself begins to dictate a course and tell you, look, this is where we're going to go. It evolves. And so what you started off with is not necessarily what you ended it with, but hopefully what you end with is better than what you started with. Hope that makes sense. Okay, thanks for listening, and I hope that you found something encouraging and motivating for yourself. I'm now going to go into my part-time job, working as a merchandiser for a greeting card company. That's incentive. So sometimes I say, okay, go do your work, and then hit the art room and work on some stuff. Or sometimes I switch my day around. Like this morning, actually, I'm going to go do at least an hour artwork, working on a birdhouse ladder for, it's a commission piece. I'm doing this for somebody who's requested it. So I'm going to work on my artwork for an hour, and then I'm going to do my other practical work, which helps give me some of the money I need for my craft supplies. So incentive, you just have to think about what works and what actually gets you going, and that can be a whole nother YouTube conversation. What makes me get up and get going? Any area, any walk of life, anything that you need to get done, because we all have to do things. All right? Okay, bye. Talk to you the next time. Oh, and as they say, like, go ahead and do a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe, because you know what? This is an evolving process. So you will gradually see the changes as you go through each one of my videos. So I know I'm seeing them. All right. Enjoy. Bye.